Well, darlings, yesterday the producer of this show told me that I had been mistreating our guest stars, that I was insulting, belligerent, rough, and tough. Well, I've come to the conclusion that he's right, and I'm going to tell him so when he gets out of the hospital. From now on, I know what I'll do. Every time I find myself losing my temper, I'll remember this little motto. 1, 2, think it through. 3, 4, don't get sore. 5, 6, never mix. 7, 8, hesitate. 9, 10, friends again. Isn't that sweet? I found it on the back of a box of the lousiest oatmeal flakes I've ever eaten. But you just notice how it works as I introduce our first box of oats. Our first guest, Ethel Merman. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest of pleasure that I now present that lovely, charming, gracious first lady of musical comedy herself. Well, Ethel, get it over here.
Who, me?
I said Ethel Merman.
Was that you saying all those nice things about me?
That's right, darling.
Well, cut it out.
Why?
Because then I'll have to say nice things about you, and I'm not that good an actress.
1, 2, think it through. 3, 4, don't get sore.
What? I can't hear you. What's the matter with you?
Oh, Ethel, I'm fine. I'm all sweetness and light. Now, let's not start any quarrel, shall we, darling? Can't we just chat without bickering about who's a better actress or who's older than who?
That's okay with me. I don't like to bring up the age question.
Good. How are you doing in your wonderful musical comedy, Call Me Grandmother? Call me Madam.
Tallulah, you're starting.
I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean that. Please forgive me.
Okay, and just to show you there's no hard feelings, I want to tell you how much I admire that gown you're wearing. Where'd you get it?
This? Oh, Ethel, it's just an old sack.
I think it's very attractive.
Oh, well, that's sweet, darling, but it's just an old sack.
All right, where'd you get that old sack?
1, 2, think it through. This old sack, as you call it, cost me $750.
Well, potatoes are rather high, aren't they?
3, 4, don't get sore.
And I see they left some of the potatoes in the sack.
Those are not potatoes. 1, 2, kick her with your shoe. 3, 4, throw her on the floor. Now, look here, Ethel. Can't we be civil to each other? Must we have a war?
Here comes that Civil War bit again.
5, 6, hit her with bricks. Civil war, indeed. Ethel, I am smiling between clenched teeth.
Excuse me, I should have said the war between the plates.
7, 8, mention her weight.
9, 10, a big fat hen.
Okay, that does it. Step aside, Buster. I tried. Heaven knows I tried. Didn't I try, darling? Didn't I try? Thank you, darlings. And now, my pet, I'm really going to let you have it. Now, you listen to me, Ethel. If you think you're going to, well, anytime you think that what were we arguing about, darling?
I don't know. The minute I walked out here, you started calling me names. Lovely, charming, gracious. Is that a way to introduce me? Nobody ever accused me of being lovely, charming, and gracious. Who do you think you're introducing, Mary Martin? This is Ethel Merman.
All right, darling. Drag it back to your chair, and we'll start all over again. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce at this time the first lady of our theater, Miss Ethel Barrymore. But since Miss Barrymore wouldn't work for that kind of money, here's Miss Ethel Merman. How's that, Ethel?
10, 11, go to heaven.
What's your song, baby?
It's a song Irving Berlin wrote, and which he says was inspired by your last show on Broadway.
Oh, really? What's the song?
There's no business.
1819.
What's that?
Nothing, 1819. That's the year you introduced. There's no business like show business. Sing it, won't you, darling?
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you opened, and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show. The costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops, the sheriff who escorts you out of town. The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers don't come. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. You get word before the show has started that your favorite uncle died at dawn. And top of that, your pa and ma have parted. You're broken-hearted, but you go on. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Even with a turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the show.
Thank you, Annie. Get your gun. And if anybody else wants to take a shot, what are you waiting for?